accidents are scary enough, especially when a child is involved. The fear and confusion can feel overwhelming for any family. Welcome to Local Living. I'm Brian Thomas, and Ash Watkins from Sam and Ash Injury Law is back with us to talk about what parents need to know when a child is injured in a car crash. Thanks again for coming back in.
Thank you for having me, Brian.
So when a child is injured in a car crash, how does liability work and what coverage is available?
Yeah, so Nevada's an at-fault state. So first things first, you're going to look at who is at fault for the accident. And if it was another driver, you're going to be pursuing their automobile liability policy. And that's one aspect of coverage. Another is what's called underinsured or uninsured motorist coverage. And that's through the parent's own insurance policy. And you have to make sure you have that. And then another one is medical payments coverage, which will come in to help supplement any damages that need covered through the loss. But those three coverages are all what you'll look to in order to recover for your child's injuries after an accident.
So a lot of parents actually fear that if they're the ones at fault and your child's in the car, what coverages do they have? And how does UIM and MedPay all play in?
Yeah, so again, you're going to be looking at your own insurance policy, which is a contract. So it's critical that you look at the terms of those contracts. And that's why it's so important that if you're starting to be, as the parent to driver of your vehicle, accused of being at fault for the accident, that's when you need to get a lawyer involved, because you want to make sure that if you have or UIM coverage, that it actually applies and that they don't try to exclude you from coverage, because you will be excluded from pursuing the liability portion of your policy, but UIM might be available depending on your policy and the specific terms you've agreed to, but medical payments coverage is generally always available for your child.
You got it all down for sure, absolutely. So the moments after the crash, what are the most important steps a parent should be taking?
Absolutely. Right after a crash, first things first, safety. That's the key priority after any accident, whether it's you, your child, or anyone else. Get to safety, get medical attention. Kids aren't as good as communicating as we can be, and so they might be shy about what they're experiencing and feeling. So we always recommend that if your child has been in an accident, get them to their primary care physician or an urgent care just to get checked out. And then also, last but not least, make sure that their behavior isn't changing. You know, they're up in the middle of the night, they're crying, they get kind of frantic at that portion of your commute in the days following. But also, once safety is taken care of, I would talk to a lawyer to make sure that you get all of the insurance portion sorted out.
So before any of that would happen, what would you recommend to a family before an accident even happens for their safety?
Right now, go log online, check your insurance policy, and make sure you have uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage. It's absolutely critical. Try to get it excluded, some family exclusion, so that your family would be able to use it if that you caused the accident. So that's critical. Make sure you have it, and if you can afford it, boost those limits a little bit higher.
See how thorough she is? Look at that. Sam and Ash Injury Law. You can find them 1108 South Casino Boulevard. That's the corner of Charleston Boulevard in the Arts District, 702-820-1234. You can also find them online, samandashlaw.com. Ash, as always, thank you so much for coming in.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for all the information.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for watching Local Living. We'll see you next time.